welcome to the first Marathon Society for 2025. That's what we're in, 2025. Today we have a bunch of sewists sewing up the Alice wallet, wristlet, or crossbody by Lacus Design. I want to say thank you to Sylvie for allowing us to feature this super cute pattern as part of the Marathon Society. I hope you guys have been able to tune in to the other sewists today and continue to watch throughout the day. In my tutorial, I decided to do the small wallet, but I did add the wristlet strap. Unfortunately, my camera died at the very end when I was like sewing it shut, so I don't have this recorded, but it's just a basic wristlet, or she has the directions in the pattern as well. But I want to go over what fabrics I used and just show you a few different details. So this is just cotton woven that I had in my stash. I'm not sure where it's from. And I used Sew Fuse for the light interfacing, and then Sew Fuse Plus for the midweight interfacing. And then I used Saya Swag's Hot Pink Lusset, I believe, in Tech 70 for my thread. My little label is from Mormino, and the metallic purple is from Fabric Therapy. And then my zipper pull, I believe, is from mormino.com, as well as the hardware over here. And then I think this zipper pull is from Wizardry Stitchery or geekyhardware.com. And then my lining is just waterproof canvas from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I did not interface the waterproof canvas or the exterior vinyl at all. So no interfacing needed when you're using something like that. I love how this has a little hidden pocket back here. It has the pocket up here. It does have directions, separate pattern pieces if you're using directional prints like I did. And it also has a separate pattern piece if you use one style print for the flap. I think the only thing that I would maybe do differently if I did it is add rivets here just for reinforcement for this flap, but maybe not. I don't know. It's super cute how it is. And then so you can fit some cards, some money, chapstick, same here and same here. So basically 3 little pockets in this little tiny wallet that I made into a wristlet. So I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up and come back for my next video. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the tutorial. Okay, let's get started by going over all of the pieces and parts to the small Alice Wallace. For my interfacing, I've used Sew Fuse and Sew Fuse Plus, and I'm using a directional print. So I have 2 of the external flat pieces that once I sew it together, I will be interfacing with Sew Fuse Plus. This is I think it's considered, for the pattern it's midweight, and then Sew Fuse is just the lightweight interfacing. So I have these 2 pieces. If you're using just non-directional fabric, it will only be 1 piece, and there's a separate pattern piece for that. I have my front pocket and the exterior fabric and the lightweight interfacing. I did crease it already this way when I was fusing. It's up to you. And I've marked my spot for the magnetic snap. I have my lining piece interfaced with just regular Sew Fuse, and it's just the 1 piece. Part of it will be upside down, but that's okay. I have it facing upside down with the curve this way because it's the lining. I hope I did that right. We'll find out. And then my main pieces and my lining. I'm using, this is one of the like metallic vinyls, I think, from Fabric Therapy, and then just waterproof canvas from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I have my little zipper with the zipper pull. I think the zipper's from mormino.com. The zipper pull, I believe, is from geekyhardware.com. I've put some double stick tape on both sides to help with the zipper tabs. I'm using vinyl for my zipper tabs, so I'm not like triple or double folding it like the directions say. I'm just going to fold it in half and it'll be a raw edge. So I have 2 of those. I have my woven label from mormino.com. I have my magnetic snap. I'm pretty sure this is from mormino.com because it's rainbow. And then I'm actually going to add a D-ring for a wristlet option. So I just have a 1/2 inch D-ring. I wish I would have cut this a little bit longer, but hopefully it will work. If not, I'll just cut a new one. But there's that. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is apply the magnetic snap to the front pocket. And like I said, I already have that marked. And I'm going to have the outie piece on. The outie piece is going to go on this pocket part. So, and the marking is on the pattern piece. I marked it. Now I just need to cut the holes. Okay, I'm using the any piece on this pocket. I don't think it matters. It just depends on if you want the outside to go like sit on top or so I'm using the any piece of the snap. I don't have my or my, what's it called? My like duct tape. So I'm just going to use some double stick tape to cover up the prongs so it doesn't rub over time. Okay, so I just put the double stick tape over the prongs and I'm leaving the covering on it. Then we are going to put it right sides together. And we're going to stitch along this side only at the given seam allowance in the pattern. So we have it stitched and then we're going to turn it right sides out. And if you want to press it, you can. I pressed the top part when I was interfacing it because I don't have my iron out. And just be aware if you are using directional fabric, the inside of the pocket will be upside down. Just finger pressing and clipping this. I haven't sewn with, I mean I do, but not lately, my cotton. So now I have like strings. That's fine. That's just the fabric. Okay. So I've just kind of like pulled this seam out, or like I said, I don't have my iron, so I'm not going to press it. But I am going to top stitch this top part right here. So my top stitching done, and now I'm going to grab one of my exterior pieces, and there's a given measurement that you want to attach this here, so it won't be flush with the corners, it will be up higher, and that measurement is given in the pattern. So I'm going to measure that.
75 years later.
Okay, so I've attached that, and I'm going to stitch here along the bottom and up here, leaving this part open. Okay, so we have this attached like this. So now I need to take my 2 flat pieces and we want to lay them like this. So this top one is upside down, the bottom one is right side up facing you. So I just want to figure it out. This, we're going to open this seam up and then we're going to stitch on both sides. And now I'm going to go attach the interfacing here.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so I attached my interfacing here. And now I'm going to put my magnetic snap on the lining.
A few inches later.
Okay. There is my other piece of the magnetic snap on the lining of the flap. So now we are going to, so we put the flat pieces right side together. I was just making sure I wanted this piece to be on the exterior of the flap. And we're going to clip it. And if you did your seam allowance correctly, it should be the same size. And if you're just using non-directional fabric, it's the same piece. This is like cotton fabric that I did not like pre-wash. I don't even remember where I got it from. And I know sometimes when you interface cotton fabric that hasn't been washed, it will like shrink up a little bit. So hopefully I don't have that problem. Okay, so we are going to stitch down and around following the edge of the interfacing, leaving this top part open. Now I'm going to use my pinking shears to trim around the curve.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Then we're going to turn the flap right side out and press it and top stitch it. So I have my flap top stitched upside down. And we are going to take the other exterior piece that we did not attach the pocket to, and we're going to center it like so. So you want to make sure your snap is facing away from you when you're lining this up. She gives a measurement of what you're supposed to have on this side and this side. So I have attached, clipped on my flap to my other piece of the exterior piece. Sorry, I just had to line it up perfectly. And then I've made marks. She gives you a measurement how far down to where to mark, and then you're going to stitch from that mark down, around, and back up to the other mark. Don't stitch all the way up to the top, only to the mark that she gives the measurement to in the pattern. And she says to stitch right on top of the top stitching. Oh shoot, I wanted to... Okay, I think I'm gonna add my tab. Oh, no, because then you'll see it. Never mind. I was thinking of adding my woven label there, but you'll see. So that's attached, and that will actually be a little pocket as well. So now, like I said in the beginning, I am just using vinyl for my zipper tabs. So they're going to be raw edge. She does give you directions if you're using cotton or something else. So I'm just taking my zipper, taking the double stick tape wrapper off, and I'm going to just fold it over, like fold it in half. Same thing for the side, and I'm going to stitch those on. And I'm going to trim these so they're even with the zipper tape. I have this piece, and I have a lining piece. This is the front. And we're going to center the zipper on here, and we're gonna, you can either sandwich it and stitch it all together, or you can baste it on to help prevent wavy zippers, whichever you prefer. And if you want to use double stick tape, you can use double stick tape too. I just don't like using it on my zipper like that. So I'm gonna baste this. Now we're going to take the lining and sandwich the zipper in there and stitch. So we want to stitch all the way across from edge to edge, just not zipper tab to zipper tab. So we're going to stitch from here to here, sewing that zipper on. So it is probably best to... Oh, let me move that this way. Have this like this. I'm gonna zip that, and then when we top stitch from edge to edge here, we want the lining out of the way. So you're gonna have the lining back this way and top stitch here. If you're not using vinyl, I would like press this down. If you are using, just make sure you pull it tight. And we are basically going to repeat the same series on this side. Okay, she recommends starting with the lining on this side because of the flap that we have to like fold out of the way. So I'm going to baste the lining on first, making sure it's right sides together with the other lining. And just baste it zipper tab to zipper tab. She does not recommend that, but since I have it clipped, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna baste on the lining, and then I'll do the exterior after that. So when you're working with this front with the flap, fold this down and clip it down here so the flap stays out of the way and you don't catch it in like sewing the zipper on or anything like that. It will be a little bit bulky, but it should be manageable. So you just want it folded down out of the way. I have it clipped down here, so I have this free space here, so we should be good. And we're gonna do right sides together. And remember, we're gonna stitch all the way across from edge to edge, not zipper tab to zipper tab. I'm just like pushing this down. Okay, so then we are gonna top stitch this side with the lining up out of the way. So we're only top stitching through this. So I just want to see where. So it looks like this. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put the D-ring and my label. But first, what I forgot to do is stitch the edges down on this. So I just stuck it right, lined it up with this pocket. We'll see if that's the best spot or not. And then this one, I guess I'm going to put down on this edge pocket. Okay, so I have the tag there, the label or the D-ring there. I'm going to unclip my flap, I think. So just finger pressing the lining. So we have our lining pieces, our right sides are of our lining pieces, and then we have the flap, the pocket, all the things on the exterior. Oh, that's gonna be so cute. Okay, so let's see if there is a trick to this. Get this out of the way. So now we're sewing everything together. We're gonna put the right sides together and the lining sides together, and we're going to clip all the way around. We're also going to sew all the way around, but we're going to leave an opening down here in the lining. So don't sew the bottom shut. I've marked my opening here. I don't know if you can see the chalk marks there. I'm gonna leave that open. And she does recommend sewing the lining a little bit with a bigger seam allowance just to have it fit nicer. So I'm going to also do that. Merge very well on that piece, so I just went and fixed it a little bit. So now what we want to do is box our corners, and I like to nest them. So these are so tiny. When you nest them, you want to make sure that the the seam allowance is going the same way. So the bottom seam allowance is being turned towards me. And the side seam allowance, I'm turning, like pushing away from me. This vinyl does not hold wrinkle. So I have this all boxed out. I have these here. I have these here. I'm gonna trim these just a tiny bit. The lining one. Maybe a little more than a bit. So now we want to turn it through this tiny little hole. And I'm not sure how it's gonna work. It comes so flat. And then you want to usually start from the furthest corner. Hair dryer. Oh, how cute is that? I did rip one stitch right there. Okay, extra tack this and this piece. Okay, so now corners, and this is very tiny. Make sure your pockets are all, or your corners are pushed out before you stitch this shut. I think this is good. If you have if you're using like thicker vinyl like I did here, I would recommend doing a second stitching row here and here for support. That is so super cute. Alright, I'm gonna stitch this shut. And if you have like a woven label or tag, you can stitch it there too.